Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We start on the daily time frame, but only briefly because we discussed it at length in the previous updates, and we go and take a look at the shorter time frame. Looking at the daily, this is still the bullish scenario I'm tracking. I have simplified it a little bit a few days ago when we had that sharp downturn, but overall for me this is still fulfilling the characteristics of a wave 4 correction. These are typically sideways corrections, but the wave 2 was a sideways correction. So the wave 4 could be sharp, okay? That's sort of something to watch for. I replaced the previously more directly bullish scenario with this one already a few days ago. But I have to say, if we turn around now and go to all-time highs from here, I might reintroduce it, okay? And you might remember, I mean, anybody who's new won't remember that scenario, but it was a scenario which allowed for 2 more highs to reach a bull market top instead of just 1 more high. And it allowed for the price to get to around about 125 to 140K. I will only reintroduce that if we really get to new all-time highs from here, because we never broke that support, okay? I thought we did, but we actually only saw a wick below 50.6K, which was my support. So it is technically not invalidated. While I have, out of caution, changed the scenario, this is actually still valid. So nothing's changed on the Bitcoin chart, you could say, but still because of what happened sector-wide, and the dust is still settling, even though we already see the first 5 wave moves to the upside on several charts, which is good because the market is completely or was completely oversold. But because we see the first recoveries, obviously, and now we see the first patterns. And, you know, when we get more clarity, I might reintroduce that. So, but it's still a bullish market. It's still a bullish market. Just want to clarify a few levels. I still see the white count as preferred. So it's a wave 4 corrective pullback, which might already be complete. We just need to watch the micro price action for more clarity, but it's looking good. The idea is that we could start wave 5 from here. Okay, whether that's this wave 5 or if it's the one from the previous scenario, I don't even worry about now. At the moment, the focus needs to be on what happens here in the short term and if the bulls can generate a reversal. Important are the support levels, 49K. This is basically where the price found support. It's just below the 50.6K level I had before on the chart. So the price landed in the middle. Okay, so it's still holding support. It even held support of the previous one. Again, can only repeat that again. Important to note that we have the 43K level underneath. And ideally, this level is holding. So ideally, that doesn't mean we have to test it. It just means that below 43K, I will focus on more bearish scenarios. But as long as we're holding 43K, the idea of a wave 4 pullback, even in this wave degree, is the one I'm following, okay? That has become clear over the last couple of days. Obviously, when things are changing quickly, we have to see what the market does, have to see how the market reacts to certain pivots. For me, this is still the case. I still have the 37K level. Maybe I'll take it out. It is a bit of a buffer. Let's focus on this. 43K for me is the last reliable bullish support. Below that level, a more bearish scenario comes into play. But yeah, we're still holding us above support, and let's focus on the microstructure. So this is what I've already highlighted earlier today on Discord. I'm a bit late with the video today, but I do still update on Discord regularly, several times a day. And a couple of hours ago, I already posted this update for our gold members. That obviously you see the price hasn't really moved since then, but the update is that the price is still extending to the upside to form what could be a first 5 wave move up from the low. The minimum expectations for this move are already fulfilled. Extensions are always possible. That's one of the misunderstandings. Many people think when a 5 wave move is labeled, the market has to pull back. It doesn't. The trend is still up. It just means that we can now watch for higher prices overall, and that pullbacks can be opportunities. Because patterns can always extend. Until we have a confirmed top in place, the market doesn't need to pull back, right? So we need a confirmed top, then we can fix a support area on the chart and use that support area to maybe find positions. But as long as the trend is up, be happy about it if you're in a long trade. If you're not in a long trade, then you might just want to wait for a pullback, yeah, or you just jump onto the trend. I mean, there are hundreds of ways to play these charts, right? But overall, yesterday's update remains relevant. Keep in mind that these are small time frames. The microstructures are prone to changes. And very important, if Bitcoin rises from this point and holds above 59K, the likelihood of another low or a wave 2 pullback decreases significantly. In this scenario, a more aggressive pattern may develop, potentially pushing Bitcoin back towards the 70K region quite rapidly. I will only consider this perspective if Bitcoin maintains a level above 59K for simplicity, which means there are certain levels here on the chart, but above 59K, I actually thought I introduced that level. 1 second, let me just do that. So pretty much if we get that sustained break above 59K, just have to adjust that slightly. It might be slightly different from exchange to exchange. So pretty much 59K. So if we sustain above that level, the chance for a pullback in wave 2 becomes less likely. Well, what does that mean? It means that we likely are already in the midst of a third wave to the upside or something. At the moment, I'm tracking this as a 5-wave move to the upside, which means we have now broken resistance. I'm going to take that out so it becomes clear, the chart, because we don't have too many boxes on the chart. By the way, here you see still our previous support, right, at 50.6K. We only had a couple of wicks below it. We now have a 5-wave move up. I'm now watching for a pullback. Support hasn't changed from that update, so it's still 50,967. And I'm waiting now for the market to possibly break that trend line, give me an indication that the pullback has started in wave 2. The A wave could be quite rapid, then we watch for a B wave bounce and a C wave down. This is what I'm tracking. Can I rule out another low? Absolutely not. Not until the market is giving us some evidence that this is really a 5-wave move. How can it do that? Well, by holding a higher low in support. So this is a support area where it might be interesting to get positioned from a reward to risk point of view. If there is a pullback, there's never a guaranteed pullback. It's never guaranteed, never. The trend is still up, okay? So we're still holding that trend line. We've got 3 touch points here, but it looks a bit like an ascending wedge pattern. Now these tend to break to the downside. They don't have to, but they tend to break to the downside. So this is a sign of possible exhaustion, or at least it's coiling up for something. And if the trend line breaks to the downside, it would confirm that. If we break to the upside, I think it could be super bullish. Okay, because I've seen some of these break to the upside in the past. And when they do, because they're normally signs of weakness, well, shouldn't say that. Not weakness, local exhaustion after a reversal attempt. That means a pullback is due. But if the bulls are strong and push it above the line, and then we break above 59K, I think it could be super bullish. Just want to make sure that the signals are understood correctly. We're not telling the market what it needs to do. We can only highlight, okay, these are the risk levels. We're following where the market leads us, right? So if the market breaks down, I think it could, I mean, you might even want to short that. That's entirely up to you, right? But if the market breaks down now and moves down in wave A, that could be a signal that the wave 2 has started. If we break to the upside, further extensions in wave 1. However, it could open the door to something more directly bullish. Bottom line is we have a first real reversal attempt on the Bitcoin chart, which actually looks potentially bullish, 5 waves up. And I keep you updated. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.